I wanted to do a follow-up from last time's $1,000,000 habit of awareness to focus now on consistency. You know, when I think about being consistent, I always go back in time to the first time I was introduced to this industry, network marketing, direct sales. There was a gentleman that introduced it to me with a phone call, and he highly encouraged me to go to this opportunity meeting, which sounded a little bit weird to me. He really wouldn't tell me what it was all about, but he really wanted me to go. He said, look, you've been wanting to create this amazing day, and wrapped in that day, you want to be able to work spare time, part-time, and I think I found an opportunity that might be right for you. And it's gonna be at a college near you on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And I told him, all right, I'll go, with no intention of going just because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. But here's what he did. He really followed up, and that's being consistent. And it's one of the virtues of consistency that I feel can create a $1,000,000 business. So what happened was Wednesday morning at around 8:30, he called me and he said, what'd you think of the meeting? And I'm like, oh, I didn't go. And I made up an excuse. And he goes, you know what, Pam, that's okay. Because I'm gonna call you next Monday and let you know that it's gonna be Tuesday night next week. And then I'll follow up with you on Wednesday. And I'm gonna do that the following week and the following week until you go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought it was like a circus. You know, they came in and they went out and that was it. That meeting was already over. But I found out not the case, and I was gonna need to go, or he was just gonna keep calling me. I wouldn't be here today if he hadn't followed through and been consistent on calling me. So sure enough, the following Monday, he calls and he says, I wanna remind you about the meeting tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And I said, we're going. Big Daddy's gonna go with me. And then sure enough, Wednesday morning, he calls and says, what did you think? And I was absolutely jazzed about that opportunity. And so we started that weekly conversation until months later, I joined. And you know, because of his consistency and because he kept calling and following up and following through, and he never drove me crazy. He just wanted to say that he thought that I would be really great at it, had I made up my mind. Because of that, once I started going in that opportunity and started earning money, when it all was played out, he earned about $10,000 a month from my efforts. So I would say it was well worth it. And I learned through that opportunity, through that consistency of him, that I needed to be able to be one of those people that also followed up and followed through. So I think it's the most valuable lesson I have ever learned, and I think that's the reason that I am here today.